ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಕಲಾವತಿ ಕಾಮತ್ತ, ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಪಾಲಿಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರೇಣಿ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಇನ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಕೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 3 ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಡಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್, most of the Western Orientalists believed that the art of writing did not flourish in India prior to the 5th and 6th century BC. But the excavations conducted by Dayarama Shahani in 1921 and later on by Muddu Swarup Watts from 1926 to 1934 at Harappa on the bank of the Irabati in the Montojomersi district of West Punjab, and also at Mohenjo-daro on the bank of the Indus in the Lakarna district of Sindh by the famous historian and archaeologist Rakhaldas Bandopadhyaya, assistant to Sir John Marshall from 1922 to 1931, both now in Pakistan, revealed an ancient civilization which is supposed to have flourished in India in the 4th millennium BC or even earlier. Most of the scholars and the archaeologists consider this date almost conclusive on the basis of the discovery of objects clearly of Indian origin in foreign countries and the discovery of similar objects of foreign origin in India. Marshall is also inclined to date it sometime between 3250 and 2750 BC. The earliest known script of India discovered at these two prehistoric sites is known as the Indus Valley script. A large number of clay tablets, stone, copper, and bronze tools, elaborately carved stone or ivory seals with mysterious inscriptions, stamps, seals with figures of various animals in relief, and various other articles at once aesthetic and useful, unearthed at the above two sites, bear an eloquent testimony to a higher level of civilization unparalleled in the world's history, in which the art of writing had already developed. But unfortunately, scholars have not been able to decipher these inscriptions as yet. As to the origin of the Indus Valley scripts, there are a number of divergent and conflicting views. Some scholars believe that the Indus Valley script was pre-Aryan and hence Dravidian, while there are others who trace their origin to Sumeria. There is still another group of scholars who think that the Indus Valley script originated in this country and it was introduced by either the Aryan or the Asuras, a people belonging to the same Aryan stock who later on carried it away with them when they migrated to Mesopotamia and other parts of Western Asia. It is not, however, possible even now to say with certainty whether this script was truly indigenous or imported by others. David Deringer suggests two alternatives regarding the origin of this ancient Indian script. He says that either it was derived from an at present unknown early script, which may have been the common ancestor also of the cuneiform and early Elamite writings, or that all three might have been local creations, one probably that prototype of the cuneiform or of the early Elamite script being an original invention, and the other two being creations inspired by the knowledge of the existence of writing. As regards its influence upon other writings, some say that the Brahmi script was a direct offshoot of the Indus Valley script, while others say that the Phoenician and the Sabaean alphabets were derived from it. But neither of these views stands to reason. So far as a direction of writing is concerned, it is of course difficult to ascertain whether it is written from right to left or from left to right. But as the animals in these inscribed seals mostly face right, it is presumed by many that the direction of writing is from right to left. That is, it begins from the side of the animal's head and goes to its tail. There are others who hold that thought the first line begins from the right, the second line begins from the left. There are, however, arguments in favor of both the opinions, but neither of them is conclusive. There are nearly 300 symbols in the Indus script, which therefore suggest that it is neither alphabetic nor syllabic nor purely ideographic, because the symbols are too numerous to be alphabetic or syllabic and too few to be ideographic. Besides the symbols, the Indus Valley script also contains a large number of compounds and strokes, horizontal, vertical, or slanting, added to the original symbols is a fish sign, jar sign, etc., which suggest that it is neither absolutely ideographic. From all these, it seems that this script probably belongs to the transitional scripts, in which all the three pictographic ideograms and phonograms mingled in a strange harmony and accord as the rain and sunshine melt into each other to produce the rainbow effect. But all these are mere conjectures, and nothing certain can be asserted as yet. When this script will be fully and indisputably deciphered, it will surely produce a greater revolution of thought in the world of paleography. The Indus script, also known as the Harappan script, is a corpus of symbols produced by the Indus Valley civilization. Most inscriptions containing these symbols are extremely short, making it difficult to judge whether or not these symbols constituted a script used to record a language or even symbolize a writing system. In spite of many attempts, The script has not yet been deciphered, but efforts are ongoing. There is no there is no known bilingual inscription to help decipher the script, and the script shows no significant changes over time. However, some of the syntax, if that is what it may be termed, varies depending upon location. The first publication of a seal with the Harappan symbols dates to 1875 in a drawing by Alexander Cunningham. Since then, over 4,000 inscribed objects have been discovered, some as far some as far a field as Mesopotamia as a consequence of ancient Indus Mesopotamia relations. In the early 1970s, Airavatam Mahadevan published a corpus and concordance of Indus inscriptions listing 3,700 seals and 417 dis- uh, distinct signs in specific patterns. He also found that the average inscription contained five symbols and that the longest longest inscription contained only 26 symbols. Some scholars, such as G.R. Hunter, S.R. Rao, John Newberry, and Krishna Rao, have argued that the Brahmi script has some connection with the Indus system. F. Raymond Alchin has somewhat cautiously supported the possibility of the Brahmi script being influenced by the Indus script. Another possibility for a continuity of the Indus tradition is in the megalithic culture graffiti symbol of southern and central India and Sri Lanka, which probably do not constitute a linguistic script but may have some overlap with the Indus symbol inventory. Linguistic linguists such as Airavatam Mahadevan, Camille Zwelabil, and Asko Parpola have argued that the script had a relation to a Dravidian language. Now, the characteristics of a Indus Valley script. According to some historians, the Indus script was probably written from right to left. The characters are largely pictorial but include many abstract signs. The inscriptions are thought to have been written mostly from right to left because there are several instances of the symbols being compressed on the left side as if the writer is running out of space at the end of the row they but they sometimes follow a boustrophédonic style. The number of principal signs is about 400. Since that that is considered too large a number for each character to be a phonogram, the script is generally believed to instead be a logo symbolic syllabic. However, almost all these signs are used on seals, which create a mirror image impression on the clay or ceramic on which the seal is affixed. The writing on the seal has to be reversed, as is ambulance on the front of the emergency vehicle to be read in the rear view mirror. Hence, it cannot be reduced that the language itself was written from right to left. Also, writing on jars was left to right, supporting this. The leads and the seven sages. In the Indus script, numerals are marked by repeating a short vertical stroke the required number of times. The pictograms of six short strokes divided into two lines and on its left side fish together form of a syntactic unit. It corresponds to the compound arrow mean six star occurring in a old Tamil text and denoting the asterism asterism of the Pleiades. This constellation was the first one in the ancient Indian star calendar, whose conjunction with the sun at the vernal equinox marked the new year around the 23rd century BC. The Pleiades hold a predominant place as the mothers or wet nurses of the newborn infant in one of the most ancient and central Hindu myths, that of the birth of the war god Rudra Skanda, who evidently represents, among other things, the victorious rising sun, and as a vernal sun, the new year. The Pleiades are said to have been the wives of the seven sages, who are identified with the seven stars of the Great Bear. The Great Bear's old Tamil name, Ilu mean seven star, corresponds to the combination of the pictograms seven plus a fish, which alone constitutes the entire text of one finely carved Indus sheet. The Shatapatha Brahmana states Brahmana states that the six Pleiades were separated from their husbands on account of their infidelity. Other texts specify that only one of the seven wives, Arundhati, remained faithful and was allowed to stay with her husband. She is the small star Alker in the Great Bay, pointed out as a paradigm of material virtue to the bride in the Vedic marriage ceremonies. Evidence for the Harappan origin of this myth is provided, among other things, by Indus seals which show a row of six or seven human figures. Their female character is suggested by the one long plait of hair, which to the present day has remained characteristic of the Indian ladies. Now, the conclusion. The Indus script represents a logosyllabic writing. This means that it does not constitute such a closed system of single valued graph, graphemes as the syllabic and alphabetic scripts, which could be cracked as wholes. Rather, individual signs may be interpreted one by one, and many of the graphemes are likely to remain eternal mysteries. The interpretations are represented above, few in number, but cross-checked suggest that the Indus script was essentially similar to the other pictographic scripts created before the middle of the third millennium BC. That the language of the Indus people was Dravidian and that they possessed a religion that was genetically related to the religions of both the ancient West Asia and the later India. The Harappan religion emerging from these interpretations is in an interesting way reflected in the Indus pictograms as iconic signs making use of the picture puzzle principle. They can simultaneously communicate two separate messages, one pictorial, one phonetic. It seems to me that the creators of the script were at a pains to invent such iconic symbols that the two messages would be in harmony with each other. Witness the roofed fish pictorial message as the reverse for the black star. That is a phonetic message. Both symbols for the defiled dark planet Saturn, conceived as riding the slow creeping tortoise. Thank you.